Welcome, it's Michael Murray with Benzinga. Today we're back here for the second interview with Oncolytics Biotech, this time joined by Thomas Heineman, the Chief Medical Officer. Thomas, thanks for being here. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm doing well.
Absolutely, Thomas. We've spoken with Oncolytics before. It's a pleasure to have the Chief Medical Officer on board with us for this interview. So let's get right into it. Goblet is another study you're doing with Roche, one of your collaborators in breast cancer via the AWARE-1 study. What made them interested in working with you on the gastrointestinal cancer front?
Well, first and foremost, there remains a huge need for improved therapies in advanced gastrointestinal cancers. At Oncolytics, we've generated data in a number of earlier clinical trials that suggest pelareorep combined with either chemotherapy or a checkpoint inhibitor or both may improve outcomes in both colorectal cancer and pancreatic cancer. In addition, and very importantly, recent data from the AWARE-1 study demonstrate pelareorep's ability to stimulate immune responses that can attack tumors, and also it modifies tumors to make them more susceptible to immunotherapies. Taken together, these effects strongly support the potential of pelareorep to improve clinical outcomes in a variety of tumors that don't typically respond to immunotherapies. This includes most cases of colorectal cancer and pancreatic cancer. In addition, the AWARE-1 data indicate that the beneficial effects seen with pelareorep treatment can be enhanced by combining it with checkpoint inhibitors. Therefore, the Goblet study provides an excellent opportunity to evaluate the potential of pelareorep and checkpoint blockade to improve outcomes in several GI cancers that need better treatment options.
Got it. Okay, so diving into that a little bit further, pancreatic cancer, obviously, it's an indication that's been historically difficult to treat, but you guys saw some interesting data that was presented in 2020 that showed an 80% improvement in progression-free survival in patients with low levels of CEACAM6. Tell us a little bit more about these results.
Sure. These results came from a study in which patients with advanced pancreatic cancer were treated with either chemotherapy or chemotherapy plus pelareorep. An analysis of the results showed that patients whose tumors expressed low levels of CEACAM6 had significantly longer progression-free survival compared to patients with high CEACAM6 expression, a difference of almost 5 months. These data suggest that not only may pelareorep benefit patients with pancreatic cancer in general, but that CEACAM6 expression may have considerable value as a biomarker to identify those patients most likely to respond to pelareorep therapy.
Perfect. Okay, good context. There was another 2020 publication that showed a 93% clinical benefit rate in the KRAS mutated colorectal cancer. Could you provide some more detail on that study? Why was it significant development for the gastrointestinal opportunity as a whole?
Sure. So in that study, 36 patients with metastatic colorectal cancer that had a KRAS mutation were enrolled and received standard of care chemotherapy, in addition, in combination with pelareorep. Of the 30 patients who could be assessed for a response, 20% had a partial response and 73% had stable disease for a clinical benefit rate of 93%. Additionally, the overall survival of the 6 patients who received the higher dose of pelareorep was 25 months, which compares very favorably to the expected overall survival of about 13 and a half months in patients who received just standard of care chemotherapy. These results, in combination with the results of the pancreatic study I just discussed, provide a firm basis for the further evaluation of pelareorep in GI cancers.
Got it. And then final question for you, Thomas. You just announced an update on patient enrollment for the Goblet study after the first patient was dosed this past November. How are you feeling about the progress for this study and the outlook going forward as we move into the future?
Yes, thank you for asking. We're very encouraged by the enrollment to date into the key pancreatic cancer and colorectal cancer arms of the Goblet study. Both of these arms of the study include a safety check after the first 3 patients in each arm have been enrolled, and I'm very pleased to say that enrollment of these safety run-in patients is now complete. The next step will be for the safety data from these patients to be reviewed by an independent data safety monitoring board, initially the pancreatic cancer patients and subsequently the colorectal cancer patients. Following those reviews, we anticipate that enrollment into these arms of the study will continue as planned.
Amazing. Thomas Heineman, Chief Medical Officer of Oncolytics. It's your first time joining us here, and it's been an absolute pleasure getting your perspective. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.